stealth and cunning to infiltrate the human world and retrieve. Go, Gert.
Wait! Before we get started in this film that's in theaters right now, please do us a favor, hit that subscribe button right at the bottom. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has been out for over 30 years, and we've seen so many renditions of this group of turtles. It's crazy. I almost lost count. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot.
The person who produced this film is our lovable stoner friend, Seth Rogen. He said in an interview that he loves Ninja Turtles. He breathes Ninja Turtles. And when he wanted to create a new Ninja Turtles, he said the main thing he wanted to do is focus on them being teenagers. And I gotta tell you, when we start off, the characters in this film, they are teenagers.
Right. Although I'll be honest, I thought they were teenagers in the 90s one too. I think the only time they weren't teenagers was the Michael Bay thing where they were like these humongous, grotesque monsters. I don't know what the hell that was about. But yeah, they're definitely teenagers here, and they're voiced by teenagers, and the kids have little squeaky voices, so it works, you know?
Okay, Batman.
Dude, what? I'm just trying to hype you guys up, okay?
Give me that list, okay? What else we getting?
It does do like origin story about where they came from, Splinter and Ninja Turtles came from with the ooze and stuff, but they do it a little bit differently than what we saw back in the day. What's the doctor's name?
Baxter.
He's making this formula for a corporation that's crooked. He wants to do things his own way, create his own family because he's alone and stuff, but his family is these animals and bugs and insects and stuff like that. And he's like a mad scientist in there. And then the corporation comes after him in this film. And he's like, we need to get this formula back because this dude is freaking crazy. And all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, so that's a big difference. And there's lots of big changes and small changes to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lore here. I don't know what I'm going to say next. So just in case I accidentally say some spoilers, doing spoiler talk again. This movie starts off way stranger than I thought it would. It starts off with guys in like a SWAT team car and they're like, let's get that motherfucker. And I'm like, what the hell? You know? And so I'm like, all right, this is clearly like a joke. And they play that completely straight. One of the biggest changes, one that I feel like has a lot of potential for changes in the future, is that we learn that Splinter is just a rat. He's just a rat. He doesn't, there's no Master Yoshi, none of that. As a matter of fact, Splinter learns how to fight via a VHS tape.
So awesome to me. I love it.
It's funny, but I'm like, how does Shredder work now?
That is true.
They introduce Shredder later, and so is Shredder just a goon? Like, is he just a guy? Because in the
hired hand.
Yeah, and I feel like that kind of shits all over Shredder now. Or maybe Shredder is the guy in the VHS tape. Like, how does Shredder work? And this is kind of my issue with the movie. The movie also introduces Bebop and Rocksteady and all the other, not all of them, but a lot of the other mutants in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lore. Mm-hmm. But by the end, they all become allies. And so I'm like, well, how does the universe work if everyone's friendly at the end of it?
So, I noticed that too. That was on some Dominic Toretto stuff.
Yeah, they were. They all turned into a big family. I'm not trying to shit on the movie here, but I'm not sure where we go. And that's not necessarily a positive for the series here. I'm like, where do we go if we took so many of our villains and turned them into allies? I mean, that's very unusual, but that's not really my main bugaboo with the film. That's me looking into the future. This movie gave me like crazy Super Mario Brothers vibes.
Really?
My main bugaboo is this voice cast. This movie is pissing me off because it's going to make me say negative things about Jackie Chan. How dare you? Okay, how dare you?
What?
Jackie Chan is not a voice actor. Same with Ice Cube. He's also a fine actor. And yet he sounds like he's reading off a piece of paper.
Boys, where have you been? I've been freaking out.
Again, I've said it before in other videos that voice acting is a different skill. And so I feel like there's a whole group of actors who are just not able to work these days because, Jackie Chan's got to read off a sheet of paper. I feel like it's not fair to Jackie Chan. I feel like it's not fair to the movies. And it's not fair to the audience. But I think they were freaking inspired with the voice actors of the actual Turtles. The actual Turtles, those kids sounded like kids, and they sounded, at least to my ear, like how I would expect younger teenagers to sound. So it's
Of today.
Yes, of today. For them, I feel like they're inspired with that. But the rest of the cast is just all your favorite celebrities reading off sheets of paper.
This is wild. I mean, this is crazy. Like, let me guess. 15 years ago, right? Some sludge was dumped in the sewer, and y'all came from that.
And so for me, that ripped me out of the film. It really pulled me out. Every time Seth Rogen's like, I'm like, no, you know, I know who that is.
Every time you hear Ice Cube, 6 in the morning, police at my door.
I'm like, no. Think about the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We just did a video on that. Master Splinter has a very distinctive voice. And here, it's just Jackie Chan.
And with the Turtles, to me, there was only one famous person that I noticed that was the Turtles.
Yeah.
And that's Corey Feldman.
Exactly.
But I had to search for that.
Exactly. I had to look it up. Because it's a different skill. Again, I'm not trying to bag on the movie. I'm not trying to bag on these actors. It literally is not their fault. It is not their fault. They are just doing their job. But they've got a different skill set. You know what I'm saying? Than for voice acting.
I totally understand what you're saying. To me, that didn't take me out of the film. And when you bring up these things about them, you're looking at the producers saying that you don't have faith in your property. You are hiring these actors because you know that that's what's going to sell the movie, not Superfly.
Exactly. And they're also kind of insulting you, the viewer. They're like, you don't really want to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You just want to hear Jackie Chan. You just want to hear Ice Cube. You just want to hear Seth Rogen do that laugh. I don't. I want to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying? And I said the same thing with Super Mario Brothers. We didn't get Bowser. We got Jack Black. We didn't get Donkey Kong. We got Seth Rogen, right? And I would love to have gotten Donkey Kong. But again, like this isn't like a death knell for the movie for me. This isn't like the worst thing in the world. It's just like a bugaboo.
You're just pointing out something that's obvious that you just can't. You can't skip past that.
Right. I'm so sorry. Another thing this movie did that was very much like Super Mario Brothers, the needle drops. Lord have mercy.
Boy.
The needle drops.
I was rocking to it, though.
If I ever hear a Tribe Called Quest again in movies, I'm a fucking riot. I'm gonna.
What movie did you hear Tribe Called Quest in?
The first thing that happens in this movie, when it comes on, they play a Tribe Called Quest. Is it, Can I Kick It?
Yeah, can I kick it? Yes, you can.
And it's the pigeons that's doing it. I was like, okay.
Like, guys, we need to get off Beastie Boys and A Tribe Called Quest in the movies, okay? Like, Lord have mercy. There's more music out there. Not trying to dog those guys. Not trying to dog them. I'm dogging the producers and their lack of creativity for these needle drops.
Yo, Intergalactic is coming later this year with Marvel. Man, I'm into it.
Of course you are. They're trying to hope that your like for a song or your like for an actor will translate to your like for this movie. And for me, when I can sense that kind of stuff, when I can tell you're manipulating me, it pulls me out.
This is why I love doing this show with you. I don't know. I guess I'm saying I'm looking past it. I'm noticing it, but I'm looking past it. I noticed that Jackie Chan is just reading. Okay. But I'm looking past it. So to the story, the turtles, they go up for these runs to basically get all the necessity that they need to live underground. But the rest of the guys, Mikey and Donatello and Ralph, was like, oh, let's go hang out and watching a movie over here. Let's go.
I love that they're being rebellious teenagers. You know, Dad says come home at 10. They're like, he'll be all right. You know, he's sleeping. You know, I love that. That's good. That's good stuff.
The theme of this film is family. And as I compare it to the 1990s film, the theme of the 1990s film was fatherhood. With Master Splinter, he does not trust people at all.
He's a bigoted rat, which is really funny. He's like, those humans, they don't want anything to do with you. They just want to milk you. And it's like, what?
Which was a hilarious,
that is funny,
straight through joke throughout the whole thing. I lost it when it was like, they just want to milk you. And then Mikey was like, we don't even have nipples. I was cracking up.
Yeah. And then they actually did milk the turtles, which I think is funny. But they milked him and they did the thing. I said it once, I'll say it again. If your movie does this, it's losing points. They milked them because the turtles had magical blood. Guys, we gotta get off of sky beams. We gotta get off of magical blood, okay?
I'm gonna save everyone with the antidote that is made from the mutagen that is oozing through your blood. The government will then send Sachs Industry a blank check, and I'm gonna be rich.
There are more interesting things to do with the turtles other than magical blood. There are more interesting things to do with the Avengers other than sky beams. We gotta get off these boring ass, lame ass cliches. Again, if you're a kid, and I'm gonna be clear about this as well, this movie's aimed towards kids. And so if you're a kid, you may not notice how old and dusty the magical blood thing is. But as someone who watches a lot of movies, right, that shit wears on me. I'm like, didn't I just watch this? I could have sworn I just saw this movie.
I know, such a shame. Superfly, the villain, and is played by Ice Cube. His plight is exactly the same as Splinter's, to where you can't trust humans.
Right.
Humans are bad. And but the thing is, the reason why his plight is that way is because he feels that humans killed his father, which was Baxter. But his plan is exactly the same plan as Amazing Spider-Man 2 Lizard.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, as much as I wanted to love this movie, the movie kept pushing me. It kept pushing me away. I'm like, man, look at this art style. It's great.
Oh,
I'm
God.
like, look at these turtles. They sound like little kids. It's so funny. Oh, they're being rebellious. Then it's like magical blood. It's like, oh, God damn it.
Turn everybody into...
I'm like, no. A Tribe Called Quest. No.
Turn everybody into the mutants because you're upset. Just like Amazing Spider-Man Lizard.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I know this is for kids, and I think this works very, very well as an introduction to the Turtles. I think it works really well for kids. I think because of this movie, the Ninja Turtles will continue to be popular because I can't imagine a kid not liking this movie. But as an adult looking at it, you know, there's no reason, I say this a million times, there's no reason why your kids' movies have to be run of the mill. You know what I mean? There's no need for it. It's just kind of lazy.
To their credit, for me, I felt like it was a bold move to not put Shredder in this. This film is a beautiful film.
It is.
And of course it took a tad bit of inspirations from Into the Spider-Verse. You can see like the love that they put in it because not, when you see it, it's like, okay, there's some little breakage of lines here that's not actually complete here. I gotta say, this year is gonna be a tough move for the Oscars with this animation because this, Elemental, Spider-Verse, I don't know which one could win.
I don't think the art style for this was better than Spider-Verse. I think Spider-Verse's art style was more interesting looking to me. But that's not like a dunk on this movie. I thought this movie, strangely, this is gonna sound strange, I thought the art style for this movie was like Into the Spider-Verse plus Rugrats, like mixed up. Because the Rugrats have these like lumpy babies where their heads are all messed up and no one's head is like perfectly shaped. So like that's exactly how it is here, where everyone looks a little lumpy. And I thought that looked really good. It gives everybody a very cool like silhouette. And for me, that was the real standout.
I enjoyed my time at the theaters. But there was times in this where there was like, the Turtles was actually under threat, like threatened when they were actually hooked up to the milking machine. And they were passing jokes through there. And I was like,
like a Marvel movie or something. Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of a serious moment. And
you're right. You're kind of undercutting it a bit. Let's talk about the ending just for touch. I already talked about it a bit. They allowed the Turtles to be accepted by society as a whole to the point that they're going to school with other humans.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, so why are they living in the sewer? Like, shouldn't they just get an apartment? That's very counter to my knowledge of the comics and every other version of the Turtles that I've ever seen. I mean, the point of them living under the sewer is because, you know, they're mutants. So I feel like where they left the Turtles, they left them in a spot that, I mean, is downright unrecognizable as the Ninja Turtles, which is both exciting and interesting, but makes me a little cautious because judging by some of the creative choices here in this film, I'm not sure if we're in a good spot. So I don't know. I was very mixed with this movie. Very mixed.
Yeah. I know. With the stuff that they did in this film, it kind of makes you wonder where they're going to go, and you don't know to be fearful or to be excited.
Yeah, I don't know.
For it. You don't know. The concept of family in this was good, but also worrisome when all of your enemies become your friends.
Right.
And, that's weird. So, but the animation was top notch in this film for me. The jokes in this film, it did hit for me, with the exception of that last one when things are actually going bad. I'm like, what are you doing? you know. And the bond between the actual turtles themselves, it felt like brotherhood, and that was great.
It
was,
did.
So I'm gonna have to give this film a straight B.
B. Great. I'm giving this one a C. Yes, even C. I wish I could take credit for this, but another YouTuber pointed this out, so I'm just gonna repeat what they said because I thought what they said was really smart. Mm-hmm. But apparently during Lion King, Jeremy Irons, who voiced Scar, when he was singing the song, be prepared or whatever, his voice gave out and he couldn't do it, right? So they hired another voice actor to finish Be Prepared, and most people don't know that it was another guy. And do you know who the guy was? It was the same voice actor who does Winnie the Pooh. Okay, that is the talent that a real voice actor can bring. That voice actor was not just doing a Jeremy Irons impersonation. He was doing Jeremy Irons as Scar while singing. You know what I'm saying? And most people didn't know. I didn't even know that. I've seen that movie. That movie's been out for 30 years. So I think you miss a piece when you hire these celebrities to be voice actors. When you could hire a voice actor to be a voice actor, and you kind of get these mixed results where John Cena's great, but Seth Rogen is just Seth Rogen. Yeah, Jackie Chan. If you were to actually put Jackie Chan in front of the screen, electric. Okay, but Jackie Chan reading off a sheet of paper, sleepy. So I think we should use our actors for what they're good at, man. I thought the story was mixed, right? Where I liked how our turtles had camaraderie. Like you said, they really did feel like brothers. But they used the magical blood thing again, which is just boring, y'all.
They used the same concept as Amazing Spider-Man 2, turn everybody into
boring. Being better than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when they travel back in time. I don't know if that makes you a good movie. Being better than Michael Bay garbage. I don't know if that makes you a good movie. So for me, it's a little bit mixed. But for kids will love this. Little kids, especially little boys. Oh my God, they're gonna lose their minds over this. If I were a little kid watching this, I would have lost my mind. I wish the voice acting and I wish the story was as creative and as imaginative as the art style. Because if it was, this would be next level. So maybe we got good things coming for the Turtles, but I think for me, this was just a fine movie.
Okay. Would you recommend people to go out to the theaters to see it, no matter what age?
Yes, because this art style, killer. And I know that the things that bother me, like the needle drop moments, they don't bother everybody, right? So I would recommend this film because it's a beautiful film and it's fun, so why not?
I also do recommend people going to see it. My adult brain does recognize all that stuff, but sometimes my adult brain is just like,
no, don't sell yourself short. You just like the movie. You just like the movie. Doesn't mean you're dumb or something. Don't sell yourself short, man. Also, don't forget, the point of the channel isn't that we should all agree with one another, right?
Right.
That is boring, y'all. That's boring. I don't know if you guys have noticed that shit. It's boring when everybody agrees. The point of this channel is to start a conversation. If you agree, great. If you don't, great. If you're gonna be an asshat about it, get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
We're
here to have fun, y'all.
You don't have to be mean about people having an opinion, because
It's okay.
it's like a butthole. Everyone has one.
It's really funny. And
Okay.
everyone's butthole is unique. Okay. Mm-hmm. I want to see, metaphorically, see your butthole down there. Okay. Your opinion. Okay, not your actual butthole. Please,
Hey,
you two.
man.
Please
Some of
calm
these
down.
opinions, smell like roses. Some of these opinions, are ugly fuglies. So,
But everyone's is special.
But more importantly, do you recommend this film? Have you seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem? Please get in the comments and let us know what you thought, all right?
You sounded like a leader.
I do? Oh, I do! Oh, I sound like such a leader.
And you ruined it.
Ninja Turtles.
Hey, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Our subscriber count has been going up. Awesome people has been talking to us in the comments, and we have been talking to you, exchanging conversation, because that's what this is about. Okay, if this is your first time seeing us, please do us a favor, hit that subscribe button right at the bottom. It ain't gonna cost you anything. It's super free.
Oh, yeah, super free.
It's super fly. And if you did like this rating and review of this film, please hit that thumbs up. Or you can hit that thumbs down, whichever you choose. It is your opinion, but just remember one thing: it's mostly wrong. See you in another video. Buzz, buzz. He was saying that every time he was explaining.
Oh, yeah, it really was. Yeah, it was really funny.